Sirius XM radio host Anthony Cumia, who is known as the Anthony to the Opie and Anthony show, was in New York City, and he was alleging that he was taking photos of Times Square. While he was in the process of doing that, apparently, or allegedly, a black woman was in the frame of his pictures, and she became upset because she did not want to be in the pictures. So he alleged that she became violent, and as a result, he sent out a series of very controversial tweets. Now, we're going to read you all those tweets, but first, let's start off with a picture that he tweeted of her. He said, "Here's the pic that got the whore bitch piece of cunt all pissy." And, you know, he alleged that not only did she become verbally violent, that she proceeded to physically assault him. Now, there's absolutely no evidence that she physically assaulted him. You look through his tweets and he hasn't provided any of that, but that is what he alleged. In the next tweet, he explained what happened. So he tweets, someone says, "So what started all of this?" And he said, "I was taking pictures in Times Square. She was in a pic. Violence was her answer. Animal."
Okay, so let's pause here, because there are parts that I believe him in. I don't know why I do, but I do. I believe that she actually hit him, right? Mm-hmm. Now, it's alleged, you know, but even though this guy is a racist prick, which we're about to show you, it's already begun, but it's going to get worse, okay? I believe that part. I don't believe that he was just taking random pictures of Times Square. Look at that picture again. She's dressed nicely, okay? Mm-hmm. He's a perv. He was just taking her picture. This is not a picture of Times Square and he happened to capture her, okay? Mm-hmm. I don't know what he planned to do with the picture. I don't know, probably beat off to it. That's probably the kind of perv that he is, right? But he took a picture of her. Mm-hmm. It wasn't, what the fuck was that? What, he was taking scaffolding? He was taking a picture of the sidewalk and she happened to be in the picture? The reason she got pissed is she's you know, wearing a short skirt and she's, you know, looks nice. She's walking down the street and this perv takes a picture of her. Mm-hmm. So she got pissed, mm-hmm. right? Now, if you believe his story and she hit him, it doesn't matter that he was taking a picture. That's bad. That's his, and I get why she's pissed. She shouldn't have hit him. There's no way she should have hit him. That's crazy. That's assault. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now he gets mad. He starts calling her names like the C word and all that stuff. Who cares? All right. So I don't think you should use that word. I don't give a damn. I'm not the PC police here. Okay. And if somebody hits you, you get pissed. I totally understand that. Now I think the rest of it is what's abhorrent, and it starts here with the animal. Yeah. She's an animal. Okay. Yeah. All right. Maybe if he just left it at that, well, okay, maybe it's because she attacked him. Okay, maybe you can make a case for that, right? That he's mad about that. Let's read the rest of the tweets. All right.
He says, "So I'm taking pictures in New York City and a black girl who was in frame punched me in the face. I called her a fucking," I don't know what he said, because that's what she was.
So now he mentions she's a black girl. We already saw the picture, but maybe other people didn't see the tweet, okay? Yeah. But it's starting to get racial.
Yes.
It's going to get more racial.
Yes, it does. "Wish a cop was around. Although she said she'd tell them I sexually harassed her. Lying cunt. I hope she gets shot in her ass fuck face. Ugh."
Okay, so more anger, and he'd like to do violence upon her. But look, to be fair, she hit him, he claims. Okay. All right, next.
Next tweet, he says, "Then she punched me 5 more times. She's lucky I was a white legal gun owner, or she'd be dead. Then 5 blacks started giving me shit."
Now, all of a sudden, he's white and he's
a legal gun owner and he's white, as opposed to black illegal gun owners who are more likely to shoot you and you know, kill you. That's what they do.
And then he claims 5 other blacks came. Now, everything is racial. Now, he also claimed in the midst of all this that she called him a white motherfucker, which he found to be unacceptably racist. Yeah, okay, dude, I know. She holds power over you, I know. Okay, what else we got?
So at this point, there are allegedly 5 other black people that are attacking him, so he tweets this.
He claims, and by the way, he's not really saying attacking, because if they hit him, he would have definitely said they hit him, okay? And they just gathered around like, hey, what the hell's going on?
Yeah. So in the next tweet, he says, "I told them to back the fuck off. This wasn't their show. The cunt then punched me again. Seems white boys don't hit back. Lucky savage."
Savage. Okay, that's what started to tick me off. First animal, then savage. Like, because black people aren't humans, they're to be dehumanized, they're to be called savages. This comes from the oldest stereotypes that black people are violent savages. It's literally hundreds of years old, this stereotype. It's always super ironic to me because white people take them and literally chain them up, bring them here with great violence done upon them. They enslave them and then they turn around and say, "You're violent." Look, I'm of Turkish heritage, right? It's if we occupied, we meaning the Turkish Empire back in the day, right? Occupied Greece all those years. And then if they fought back, if we said to them, violent savages, well, we took them at gunpoint, didn't we? Okay, so how are they the violent ones fighting back? And so that's what we've been doing to African Americans in this country all this time. No, you fought back against slavery, violent savages. So don't give me that savage bullshit. This guy is racist through and through. Look, people watch the Opie and Anthony show, they listen to it. I know a lot of people like it. They say that I would like the non-racist parts of it, which is a hilarious thing to say. I don't watch it. I don't listen to it. I'm not judging the whole show. I'm not judging Opie. I know that, but this guy, everything he's ever done, and this stuff reeks of racism.
So if you weren't convinced from the previous tweets, he goes on. There are several of them. In the next tweet, he says, they aren't people.
Well, okay, if you weren't sure about, Cenk, you're reading too much into savage and animals, he just said it. They aren't people.
Okay, he continues to write, it's a jungle out there in our city after midnight. Violent savages own the streets. They all came to defend this pig. I had to yell like at dogs.
Okay, now they're dogs. She's a pig. It's a jungle. They're all savages. How many more things does he have to say before you get it through your thick skull that the guy's a racist prick? Okay? Yeah. See, now look, he's right to be angry if she attacked him, right? And you got frustration, you want to yell at her, you want to use all the curse words, you want to say all that stuff. We would have actually been sympathetic to you, right? Because you're the one who got attacked, right? But you lost all of that when you turn around and tell us how you really feel. He's been dying to say that. This actually even, in a way, gave him an excuse. Oh, I got attacked by a black person? Great. They're goddamn savages, animals, pigs. They aren't people, they're dogs. And it's like a fucking jungle out here, with the black savages. Fuck you, Anthony.
Yeah, and also, if he was really threatened and if he really felt that he was dealing with a significant amount of violence in this particular case, wouldn't you think that he would go to the NYPD? But reports indicated that he never filed a report, he never alerted authorities to what happened. Oh, all of a sudden you're being attacked by a group of black people, right? You feel very threatened and they're savages. We got to get them off the streets. Then how come you didn't go to the cops? How come you took it upon yourself to go on Twitter and say these ridiculous things? And by the way, I could understand if you are attacked by a group of people, it's fine. But once you start putting race into it, it kind of changes the entire story, right? If you go on there and you say, I got attacked by these people, be careful out there, the streets are dangerous, whatever, but he immediately went to race. And that kind of makes me question the entire occurrence, everything that happened, how did it go down? His side of the story sounds very, very convenient for his ideology when it comes to race in America. Let me give you more. He says, the cunt animal kept walking into my arm. I had up as a block saying, don't touch me. Then would hit me. I hope a homeboy beats her to death.
So two fun things there. One, he wishes death upon her.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, pussy, you got hit a couple of times by a woman. I got it, okay? We were going to be on your side until you were a dick about it. But now you're hoping that she gets beaten to death. And of course, the whole thing is like, oh, homeboy's going to beat her to death. Because you know how those violent savages are. Now, wait, I thought you were mad at her. All of a sudden, you're mad at all black people. Well, if you weren't positive about that, he's going to explain that in a second as well.
Yeah. The automatic jump to violence in that community is astounding. No discussion. It's start punching at the least little thing, uncivilized.
Now we have the old uncivilized stereotype out there, and now it's not just her, it's that entire community.
Yeah.
Because somebody did that to him, so that means all black people are guilty.
There's more. He says, the switch to violence is immediate, no discussion, just violence. When will that be addressed? Oh, right, never. Slavery did it. Oh, okay. I'm done with this guy. I'm done with it. Look, I read the story early in the morning. I didn't even want to talk about it because I don't want to give this guy any type of attention or anything like that. But the fact that he has a following and people listen to him and they buy into these stereotypes that he pushes about an entire community is discouraging to say the least. And that's why you got to talk about assholes like this. So you can point to racism that still exists in America and how these types of thoughts play a role in the way that we prosecute people, in the way that we carry out justice in America. It's a bigger problem. This is just a symptom of a bigger problem we have in the country. When we talk about institutional racism, it happens because assholes like this push the notion that black people or Hispanics are more violent and we need to go after them. We have to make sure we get them off the streets. If you look at crime rates in New York, they've actually gone down significantly. And when you look at the way people get prosecuted and the way that people get harassed on the streets, streets. Look at stop and frisk. You have authorities immediately going after blacks and Hispanics. And the reason why they do that, again, is because these types of stereotypes still exist, and we need to do something to fight against it.
And he constantly pushes this out to a large audience, and he usually does it slightly more subtle than this. But of course, when he's angry, all of a sudden he loses the subtlety and tells you what he actually thinks. One last tweet. He says, there's a deep-seated problem with violence in the black community. Try to address it and you'll be exiled to Racistville, but it's real. No. That's the thing. Like, he does it in the guise of like, no, I'm just keeping it real, man. Blacks are the worst. They're savage animals. And you, just because I called it out and I was honest about
He's
it.
so brave.
I guess, oh, yeah,
He's so brave.
Oh, wow, you're so brave, Anthony. So, now they're going to call me racist because I think all blacks are savages. Oh, and they're all violent.
There's nothing braver than a public figure going on Twitter to rant about an entire group of people and to push stereotypes. And by the way, like, really, like, you felt super threatened and you didn't go to authorities. That's the part of the story that drives me crazy. I don't know if she hit him. I actually don't believe it. There's no indication that she hit him. There really isn't. I think he made that shit up. I think he's been wanting to rant about people like this, and he found a great opportunity to do it.
Here's my theory. He got embarrassed. He got embarrassed that she caught him, and maybe she, slapped at him, whatever it is, right? And in his anger that he got caught, he struck out in this way. Because put up the picture again. What part of Times Square was he taking a picture of? The quarter of a truck in the background? The sidewalk? What part of the picture were you taking? You were taking a picture of her. And I'd like to have him answer, honestly, you want to keep it real, tough guy? Tell me why you took a picture of her. Oh, I know, you hate the blacks, except when you love them in the privacy of your own bathroom, okay? You're a pervert, you're a racist, you're the worst, and I don't care if you're, now Opie and Anthony are, but no, I liked a couple of their jokes. All right, like a couple of their jokes, but understand who this prick is.